get dusty. There we go. Alright, so this is all of the wood from the snowstorm. This tree is still doing really poorly. And then we have our spindly roses here, and here, and here. And then kind of like not a whole lot of plants. Noah and I got 2 rhododendrons at Home Depot, so we are going to try and plant them today. He's also working on a pressure washer we found on the side of the street, trying to get that working. And then yeah, and then we'll work on the garden. How's it going?
Good.
Good. So, decided to plant the smaller rhododendron there, and then the larger rhododendron here. Once we clear out this wood, we will buy some more rhododendrons probably, or something else to plant as well. I'm very out of breath. Pregnancy steals all your oxygen from you. Noah is back working in the garden. We took a break on trying to get the power washer going, just because it is very old and rusty and hasn't been used in a long time. Yeah, I couldn't get it started, so we're gonna try again in a little bit. Noah is clearing out the garden. We had put these tarps down last year, which was really smart because now we don't have as much weeding that we need to do. It looks really good back here. There's some more tarps down over there. Doesn't look bad at all. Bruce is hanging out with us, watching us diligently work. I'm working on the ivy that's coming over from the neighbor's fence. Like he got the pressure washer working. It was just old gas and he needed to clean out the gas. Bruce is a little nervous. I'm gonna let him in. Color me impressed. Noah is so good with this stuff. He's gonna do the gutters first. He's getting so much water on him. That's working really well. This is literally like we were taking a walk on the street down our neighborhood and found this. Oh, that's the toilet from when we did the toilet renovation. There was a ton of grass that was all along here, and I cleared that out, and then I cleared out what I could of the side of the house. So I did what I could over there, but because the power washer has like such a strong gas smell, and with the baby I can't get any further up on the side of the house just because I don't want to be inhaling a lot of gas fumes obviously right now. So I'm gonna quit on that, and then I'm gonna start working on my other project that I was doing earlier this week. What I did was try to clear out this gravel here. So this is all grass and then gravel, and weeds just grow like crazy in this corner every year. I want to finish clearing that out, and I think we should lay some grass seed so we can stop that from happening. All of the gravel along here I cleared out the other day, and it had a ton of weeds in it, and I did really good. I got to about here, and then I had to stop, and those are all the weeds dried down that I got. I'm gonna finish working on that today. Our neighbor's playing her music on the radio as per usual. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little break, get some coffee, get some water, and then start going again. It's already been, what's that, 35 minutes? Whew.
How do I look now? You know what happened to me?
What?
I tried to pressure wash in between the cracks of the pavers.
Oh my god.
I didn't try to, I just did, I guess.
Oh my god, Safety Sam.
Sam.
Oh, don't knock mom over.
See what I haven't done?
Yeah, when the water is spraying everywhere.
So you can see where I hit it, and then I cleaned the side of the house. I try to get the black stains off there, but I can't.
Yeah, we have white paint. I think we can just paint over it.
Yeah.
Because that was from the guys doing the roof a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
This looks so much better though.
I just oh my god, first. You're getting so dirty.
I know. Oh my god. That has to hurt your ankle, dude.
I know, right?
I think it's okay. He's like, I love yard work days.
He does, huh? This is looking pretty good. I got the weeds cleared out here off of the stump and all along here. And we'll put some safe weed killer on the gravel so it doesn't pop back up. But this looks really good. I still have some areas back there, and of course all the gravel on that side to do. And then I have to clear out this. And Noah did the gutters, which look great. The chairs, the grill, the table, the grates. Probably do this whole patio another time. He did as much as this as he could. There's just sand that we use to level these pavers in between that spits up when he tries to pressure wash it. I'm tired. It has been an hour and a half, and I am done for right now. I'm gonna have some food for lunch.
nice and sunny out here.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of warm.
Rhododendrons are looking good. Oh yeah, these little guys are blooming.
What?
The little guys are blooming. These guys are doing really good. We should probably go back sometime and see if they have any more.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we cleared out this whole area for our garden, and now we're deciding our spacing and going to start planting stuff today. And then this whole side we're just not going to do anything with because we have plenty of garden space anyways. She's so cute. Okay. I was gonna start planting everything that we have, but I realized how hot it is outside, and I was in the sun for, gosh, 40 minutes, and then I realized I probably shouldn't be out in the heat like that. I have a rag with some ice, and I poured water down my back and down my front. Maybe I was exerting myself a little bit too much, so you can't see him because he's behind the trees, but Noah is finishing up. Bruce is hanging out with me here. Okay, so the last clips were probably from a month or a month and a half ago, so I wanted to give you guys an update on what our backyard is looking like now. There's some improvements. There's some places where we have backslid, but I'll show you. You'll see what I mean. We have definitely some more growth through these pavers, which we will have to address. The grass is growing through again on the backside, so I'll need to pull that. We have vines, like a viney plant that's growing through on this side. There's some weeds back there. It looks like I'll have to pull, but I like the viney plants. I'll leave that. All of our strong ferns have grown through, and they grow through every year. They're very hardy. Even, you know, in the earlier clips, they just look like they're not doing very well. They grow through every year. These little, I'm not sure what these flowers are called. So what we ended up doing is we had to buy a special grill cleaner because we didn't put the grill away properly last year. So we had to get cleaner to deep clean it. It looks a lot better than it did. Before we use it, we're definitely going to burn off a lot of what's left. Our Japanese maple is doing really well. These are really pretty. I like these, especially when Bruce leaves them alone and gives them an bless you, Bruce. Gives them an opportunity to actually grow in. There's been a couple of years where he's laid down a lot in this spot, so it's kind of stunted them. I went through and I did clear out that entire portion like I was talking to you guys about. I went through and I weeded, seeded, put weed killer in this whole section, but you can see it's kind of being taken over by what looks like clover. This is kind of what I run into in this area, is all these weeds, these little weeds that grow through. So I'm not sure what else to do about that. This is that gravel section that I cleared out, and as you can see, the grass is growing in, which is great. I'll leave the grass, but a lot of the weeds are growing back through. This whole section is the bane of my existence. We get so many weeds through here. I especially think because Bruce only defecates in the gravel, so it seems to fertilize the seeds. So all of these weeds grew back through, and I'm at the point in my pregnancy now where
I'm in my 3rd trimester, and bending over to clear these out is really uncomfortable. It is what it is. This big hardy guy dies and grows back every year. Bruce will hide and tunnel into it. It reminds me a lot of, like, I don't know, Jurassic Park or something, like a Jurassic Park plant, but it's really cool. I cleared out all the weeds in here, and you can see that some of them are starting to grow back. Again, this is the area that Bruce does his number 2s in. Cleared out all the weeds to back there. So this was filmed over such a long period of time, and there's definitely things that I did that I wish I would have gotten footage of. For instance, this whole area had weeds growing through it, and it would have been a great time lapse to show you guys me clearing this out, because this is a big project that I did. Like, there were weeds all through here, all up here, especially in here. You can see we have some blackberries growing through from our neighbor. We have ivy that's growing through as well. So I cleared all of this out. You can see there's spots where there's little weeds coming back, and here too, but it looks so much better than it did. So much better. I just didn't film that for you guys. I was just getting to the point in pregnancy where I wanted to be able to come outside and do projects, but I was just, I don't know, just not thinking about getting footage for you guys, and I apologize for that, because that would have looked really, really cool to show you. I planted some grassy plants because they seem to do well in our backyard, and then these 2 little lavender plants. That was a flowering plant, no idea what it was. It definitely died. We have these guys that grow back every year. This kind of bushy plant that flowers. These ground plants that flower. Just really pretty. Again, these yellow flowers are spindly roses. Some of it is still standing. Some of it fell over. I don't know what Bruce is doing. This is that cherry tree that did not fare well in our winter storms. I did clip one branch that was like randomly hanging down here. I think we will have to do the same to this. We do have a fire pit here that we don't use very often. I think we should move the fire pit to another area. It doesn't make any sense to me why the previous owner put it so close to the Japanese maple. This is a terrible spot for a fire pit. These rhododendrons are doing well. There's that little one. There's that bigger one. Yellowing a little bit, but I think it's fine. And then let's go back to the garden. Garden has been a little bit lackluster. We put in a lot of work to clear it out, and we put our seeds in, our starters in, and unfortunately, well, a lot of it is still underground, which is, you know, we have no idea how those are doing. Hopefully they're doing okay. We got a couple plants from Noah's mom and stepdad. They were above the ground right here, and they're just not really faring very well. You can also see the amount of weeds that have grown back. Earlier this week I did come through and clear out more of them. The frustrating part is, you know, you do all the work and effort to rototill everything, and then the weeds just come back with a vengeance. So this needs to get cleared out again. It's been rainy the last couple of days, so we haven't been out here. This is all the yard debris that we accumulated from all of the work that we've done. Side area needs to get cleared out again. It always comes back and comes back. We cleared out a lot of this, so there's a couple big weeds that we need to take care of. I also cleared all of this out, and there's little weeds coming back. A lot of people are gonna ask, understandably, you know, you have such an issue with weeds in your backyard, why don't you just use weed killer? So we've tried to avoid that as much as possible, because Bruce does spend quite a bit of time in this backyard. He does eat the plants. It just makes me nervous to put down any kind of strong weed repellent or weed killer. I just don't want to do anything to harm him accidentally. Yeah. That's kind of where our yard is at. I'll need to go through and weed the grass with my little weed puller, which is not a big deal. I don't know. For us, it is difficult. Let me sit you down. I feel like my neighbor was outside and listening to me. My neighbor that I'm not really a big fan of. But for us, it's just a little bit disappointing that like weeds are already growing through in our garden. Stuff that I filmed a couple of months ago, it now doesn't look like we did any of that work. So having a yard, especially a yard of this size, is something that you have to constantly keep up on. And for us, we have, you know, a lot of different things going on
in our lives, and then other house projects and stuff like that that we have to put attention towards. I don't know, it feels defeating, because even if you put in a ton of work and effort, it ends up looking good for like a month or so, and then you have to keep up on it. And part of that is just us not being responsible enough or delegating our time appropriately. Yeah, and it kind of gets to the point where it's like, I'm out of breath, bending over is uncomfortable, the limits of what you can do in pregnancy is frustrating, because I feel like if my body wasn't going through these changes, it would be a lot easier to take care of all of this stuff and to feel productive, I don't know, just good about our backyard again. Because when I was filming those last clips, I was in my second trimester, so I was getting big, but I wasn't like that big yet. Yeah, it's just, you know, homeowner stuff. Overall, I think our yard has definitely looked better than it has in the last couple of years. We've made more of an effort. Our big thing is the weeds, which I know people will say, like, if you just get weed killer, then you wouldn't have that problem anymore. But like I said, we really don't want to do that. Yeah, it's just like a little rainy day today. It's been rainy for a while here, off and on. We've had like a smattering of really sunny, nice days, but then they're always sandwiched in between either really rainy days or days like today where it's like sprinkling off and on. And now it's June. Today is June 13th. I don't know, we were so gung-ho about our garden, and then we got everything planted, and then it ended up being so hot that it scorched everything that was above ground. And then who knows how the underground stuff is doing. Like with the rain, sun, the weeds have just flourished and immediately come back up from the areas that we rototilled. So yeah, we're a little bit disappointed with that, but it's okay. We'll just continue to try and do our best. My due date is in September, so, and it's June, so July, August, September. It's very, very close. So we'll just try our best throughout the summer to keep it up. My other neighbor's doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Sounds like he's cutting something, but we'll do our best. But ultimately, baby is coming, and we can't care about the yard too much because we just won't have the time or energy to. So it is what it is. And then it's going to be fall and winter soon, so we will see what happens. But yeah, that is kind of where our yard is at now. I took you through the process of doing the garden, doing a lot of the weeding. Noah did a lot of work with the pressure washer. It was like a transformation and then like a reverse transformation to show you what it actually looks like now, but I think that that's more realistic, just to show you like this is how it goes. I am going to close out this video. I hope you guys are safe and healthy, and I hope that you're taking care of yourself and the people you care about most. I appreciate you for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.